I hope that chai is hot because my tea definitely is.
Ooh. So we grew up trying to sound less Indian, and now we miss it. So this episode, we're going to talk about being a first-generation American and the highs and lows of assimilating. And to get us started,
what's under the blanket?
It's a diya. A diya is just a candle, honestly. We use it a lot for pujas and Diwali, really anything.
Yeah.
So now we got a candle and a diya. I was watching Homebound on Netflix recently, and it pre-dubbed it for some reason in English. And it took me a long while to realize that it was dubbed and they weren't actually speaking in English, because I just feel like so many Bollywood movies now, Bollywood shows, they try to incorporate English so much when we have 22 nationally recognized or like major languages in India. Yeah. So it's like odd to me that we try to speak so much English. Of course, I understand the background of it and everything, but we can speak in Hindi in Bollywood movies because that's what the culture is. That's what we're looking for.
That's our language. That's our country. Yeah. So many songs have English in it too, and I feel like it would sound just as great, if not better, if it was in Hindi, Punjabi, like whatever languages they could have used instead.
Exactly.
There's Desi girl.
Yes. Oh my God.
Who's the hottest girl in the world. I don't know how to say that in Hindi, but I feel like you easily could.
Someone easily could. We don't know it, but someone could. Bijli, bijli.
Oh, yeah. There's one word in there that's in English. Like, why one word?
What is the word?
I don't want to say it. You say it.
Cinderella. Not Cinderella. I grew up watching movies that were new at the time, but also movies that my parents watched when they were growing up. Like, it's such a big shift from the 70s to the early 2000s, and especially to now.
Yeah, it's very different. I feel like before everything was a little bit more modest in terms of...
A lot more modest,
A lot more modest
in
terms of dating and like PDA. There wasn't any dating.
No.
The guy and the girl would just fall in love and they would run off into the sunset. There were no sex scenes.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even kiss.
They wouldn't even
touch.
Make you think that they would have any interactions with each other.
Yeah. The guy would sniff the girl's hair. Cut scene. They're married and have 2 kids.
That was wild.
Yeah. But now I feel like there's a lot of dating, kissing, everything that you would see in Hollywood movies.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that it does, like, the tone and style has shifted also because we have shifted.
I mean, honestly, I don't think it helps that in Hollywood, Indian food isn't portrayed the best.
No.
There's so many movies and TV shows where they talk poorly about Indian food or say it tastes great, but it won't come out great from the other side or whatever. Yeah. I know even in one of my favorite shows, Friends.
Yes.
Do you remember the scene?
Rachel?
Yeah, Rachel, her baby shower, and she was talking about how often the baby goes to the bathroom, and she was like, what is the baby eating? Indian food?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about, for example, Priyanka Chopra, who's been in both industries, Bollywood and Hollywood, and how hard it must have been for her to move over, like go back and forth, especially during that time. I feel like I've heard where she's not Indian enough or she's not American enough, right?
There's never anything like first generations or even people who have moved to America after living in India can do right. They're never enough of anything.
Right.
I know even to this day, I try to change the pronunciation of my name. I'll give it a few tries. Like, I'll say Anu properly like 3 times. And most times people are like, what? And I'm like, Anu. And they're like, oh, why did you say that? I'm like, because that wasn't my name. But even if I order coffee or something and they ask for the name, I'll always say my name and I won't say Anu. I'll say Anu and I'll just spell it out for them. That's one thing that I think maybe after high school I got really strict about almost. Because I'm like, why wouldn't I be saying my name correctly?
Correctly, yeah.
Just to make you feel less uncomfortable? we have the responsibility and the uniqueness to be able to say the names correctly.
How are you not even trying? They're just like, Shawnee? And I'm like, where did all the other letters go? And after the third to fifth time, it's like, yes, that's my name.
We have to move on with the conversation. Like, I'm not going to spend the next 30 minutes trying to teach you how to say it.
And I've now had to say that, oh, it rhymes with colony. And then they're like, oh. Like, what?
That's also so sad that is
I know.
The irony.
So crazy.
I mean, growing up, I was so embarrassed about bringing Indian food to school.
Same. Yeah.
The smell, the look, I didn't want people to see me eating it. I brought the grossest peanut butter and jelly sandwich ever.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I brought like bindi? How tasty would my lunches be? But I didn't. I know bindi is like a hit or miss one. I could have said paneer, but either way.
Still. Like a home-cooked, yummy meal that comes from our roots.
Exactly. I remember Baya, he would proudly bring Indian food to school with him. And at the time, I was like, that's so weird he would do that. Mm-hmm. Now it's so impressive that people who do, like I know several people bring their traditional food to school. And it's so cool that you're able to just be like, you know what, this is a part of me. I want to eat good food and tasty food, and I'm going to do that. And other people's lack of knowledge or rudeness shouldn't affect me.
Right. Yeah. I used to be the same exact way. And there were times where I hate even admitting this, but I would eat it on the bus or like be like, I'm not hungry. And then, go home and eat it and enjoy it. And I would be starving just because I didn't want to hear those comments. I remember when I was in elementary school, there were kids that were like, oh my goodness, like that looks like throw up. Yeah. How crazy is that to say? And I understand we're all kids, but as someone who was also a child, like that made me really insecure for the rest of my school years.
And I get it, we're kids, but I don't think I've ever told anyone their food looks like throw up.
Yeah. Growing up vegetarian, like we're not used to being around meat. We could have easily made so many comments. Yeah. And instead we said nothing, but people would say stuff to us. Be like, how could you not eat meat? Like,
even now, in 2026, I can't tell you the number of people that have been like, what? You don't eat meat? How is that possible? Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, majority of them are actually Desi people.
Yeah.
You grew up being vegetarian.
Yeah.
You only just shifted. Or even if you didn't, like, your parents are vegetarian. Someone in your direct family is vegetarian.
Yeah.
And you were shocked that I'm a vegetarian? How does that make sense? Also, Bollywood media and movies show that white people or Western people are so glamorized, they're so perfect, they're so good in every way. In Lagan, he saw Gauri was perfect, but literally went to Elizabeth because she was white.
Yeah.
They didn't even understand each other's language. Made no sense.
There was a Bollywood song that came out semi-recently, and the lyrics basically say something along the lines of like, oh, your skin is so fair that if Beyonce looked at you, she would be so like shy or ashamed or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So as much as like...
Versus Beyonce has a song that says...
it's brown skinned girls. And there's so many beautiful Indian girls in her music video.
The colorism in India is crazy. And the fact that we call light-skinned fair is like weird in itself.
Yeah.
There's that one episode, the Diwali one in The Office, when Mindy's parents talk to Michael and they're like, oh, your girlfriend's really pretty. She's so fair. And he's like, yeah, she's really fair and kind when they were talking about her skin.
There's also Triple R.
Yes.
They won an Oscar a couple of years ago. And during their Oscars performance, the Academy they choreographed the dance, I think, and they didn't have any Indian performers.
Indian person of color.
Isn't that insane?
How could you do that to an entire demographic?
Yeah. It's also so easy to find Indians literally
we have billions
everywhere.
of us.
And so you're using us for views, but you're
Correct.
not actually including our people or representing us.
You know, I actually love speaking in Hindi or Punjabi in public.
Yeah.
I get to say whatever I want to say without majority of people knowing.
Yeah. I used to be really shy about it. One, my Hindi isn't amazing, but two, I used to get kind of embarrassed because I would get looks from people, or again, I was trying so hard to fit in. But growing up, you realize that, wow, this is actually so cool that I can speak another language.
Yeah.
Again,
or
you
understand
can
it.
Understand it. Yeah. You can speak secretly about things that are happening.
No, but it makes sense that you were embarrassed. I feel like so many of us were because, again, media makes us seem so weird. They make fun of our accents, our food, our literally everything. I think it's ironic because something like 70-something%, so like 70 to 80% of Indian Americans have a bachelor's degree compared to non-Indian Americans or non-Asian Americans. And it's like you're making fun of our intelligence.
Right.
That just seems like ignorance and like racism.
Yeah, I mean, it is. They're using us for our brains. Yep. They're eating our food.
Yeah.
They're using all of our holistic approaches, their golden milk, their turmeric face masks.
Now our outfits,
Bindis, Coachella.
Yeah.
Like we are Coachella.
We literally are Coachella. And what was it? The Scandinavian scarf or something?
Yeah.
It's a chutney.
Yeah. But then again, we don't get credit. And then we're labeled as, like you said, either like silly, ugly, smelly. I don't know. All of the words.
All of words.
Yeah.
And I think so many Asian Americans or Indian Americans face discrimination even in the workplace if they have an accent or what our name sounds like or what it looks like on paper, all of that. And again, just so ironic because accent does not equal intelligence.
For sure, yeah.
It's point blank. There's nothing else to add to that.
Yeah, and also, again, growing up, I feel like I've heard it so many times where Indians are the least attractive race or our accents are the least attractive.
Yep.
I've been told and also have heard like, oh, you're so pretty for an Indian.
Yep.
Where it's like, why can't you just acknowledge that someone is pretty?
Period.
That's it. That's the end of the sentence.
It's a backhanded compliment
right.
to say you're so pretty for an Indian. And I'm not going to lie, growing up, I was like, oh my God, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Or if they thought I was a different race, I'd be like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. I used to take that as the biggest compliment. And they were like, oh, where are you from? I was like, I don't know. Where do you think I'm from? And now I'm so happy and so proud of my Indian features, my Indian skin.
Yeah.
And I just am glad that a lot of younger Indian women are also starting to make those realizations at their age now.
Yes.
Even in the show, like Never Have I Ever, it's so cool to watch an Indian girl be the main character. She's so cool and confident in herself, even though she's in high school in like a really weird stage in life. But like she dresses how she wants and she's like doing whatever she wants to do. And it's really cool to see.
Yeah. And like she starts her morning off doing puja or like talking to her gods. Yep. And then she'll wear a sari and wear jeans the next day. Like she's just everything. And being Indian and being American is just parts of her. They're not like her whole identity that people can or should even judge her based on. I know I thought if I seemed less Indian, I would be accepted more. I would avoid sharing what I did over the weekend with my American friends because it consists of really fun things like dance parties, performances, pujas, hanging out with cousins and family friends and all of that. But I was like, oh no, they're going to think it's weird because I didn't do the American thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would you say? Like, oh, I hung out with family.
Yeah, I would say hung out with friends or I would say like, oh yeah, I went to a party, but then leave it at that.
Yeah.
I was super vague. I didn't like add any details to it or say, hey, there were like aunties and uncles there and everything. And for us, it was so normal and fun that we would go in the basement and hang out. But I just knew in my head that it wasn't what they were doing and I wanted to be accepted. And I thought hiding that would do it for me.
I was the same exact way. And even small things like, oh, what did you eat for dinner last night? I would just be like, whatever my mom made. Or,
oh, yeah.
I would be super, super vague because I was just like, how do I explain dal and rice? And, you know, then they're going to ask questions. I don't know.
I think it wasn't until a long time, actually, like probably college, until I started to embrace my culture, feel so proud of it, be excited to join in on different like organizations or different events that were being held in college and everything.
Yeah, again, the same thing for me. I got very lucky where I went to a college that had a heavy Indian population, and I wasn't the minority anymore.
Yes.
So it was really cool to walk around, see a bunch of people that looked like you, came from where you came from, and then seeing them embrace their culture. It was so comforting. There were Indian food at random events at college, and everyone knew what the food was. They loved the music. We had Indian like parties on campus, and so many non-Indians would come and enjoy it, and so they were actually appreciating our culture, and it made me feel like, oh, it's cool
so cool
to be Indian.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, there were typical college parties with majority Indian people. We'd be blasting Drake, and then we'd be blasting like the next Shah Rukh Khan movie.
Right.
You know, it was just everything, and it was fun, and there didn't need to be oh my God, what are you eating? What's that, like, what are you wearing now? You know, it was just, you got to do what you wanted to do. I remember wearing like an armful of churis, like just randomly during college, and no one was like, oh my God, that's making so much noise. You know?
Like, where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
Cute. It was hard trying to fit in here.
Yeah.
But then also when I go back to India, sometimes I feel like I struggle to fit in there, where everyone thinks that I'm so Americanized, and they're like, oh, have you had aloo matar sabji? And I'm like, I eat that. It's in my rotation. Like, I eat it all the time, where you don't know who this actor is, you don't know what this movie is, and then I feel like I have to try extra hard to prove that I'm Indian.
Whenever I FaceTime my family in India, they speak to me in English, but I'll try to speak to them in Punjabi. Or sometimes if I'm speaking in English, they'll be like, oh, I don't know if you understand what she's saying, and they'll try to translate. I'm like, no. And then I'll respond in English sometimes, but like I need them to know that like I know my language, I know my culture. There was one really fun thing in Punjabi culture. For your wedding, you have the kaladiyas, and my cousin was doing some of my shopping, like smaller things in India, and I told him I wanted that. He was like, whoa, I didn't realize you were this like cultured. And I felt so cool. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, and I love it. I was like, yes, like he knows.
A+.
I am Indian enough.
But it is a struggle, right?
I wonder how it'll be for the next generation, like kids, like my kid and everything. Like, will they have that struggle? Will he feel like he's able to accept both cultures or not? That's honestly one reason why my husband and I were like, we will give him an Indian name. And I want him to, you know, grow up knowing about both cultures. I give him so many Punjabi and Gujarati books or like learning tools and everything. But at the same time, I also want him to, you know about like fun Hollywood movies or play sports. I want him to be able to incorporate all aspects of his background into his day-to-day life. One thing I'm definitely gonna have my son do, I'm gonna teach him random words that are incorrect in the English language, but they make sense to us. Like my dad always grew up not only saying it the non-American way, but with an accent, and I thought that was the way to say it. Instead of tape measure, he said incha tape.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that was wrong. I didn't know, one, it's not inch tape, and two, it's not incha tape.
Incha tape. This is so embarrassing. I just learned this 2 years ago. So growing up, we would drink chai every single day, and what do you put chai in? A kitli.
Yeah.
I just learned that kitli is kettle with an Indian accent.
No, it isn't. Wait, really?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Oh my God, my mind is so blown.
since 5th grade, I've never said the word refrigerator. I always refer to it as the fridge.
Yeah.
Because in 5th grade, I got made fun of for saying refrigerator.
Oh.
Because that's how mom and dad say it, and that's all I knew.
Exactly.
And after that, I was like, fridge.
Aww.
Fridge it is.
Same with the vitamin calcium.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize until very recently it's calcium and not calcium.
I still say calcium.
Me too.
too.
I always say it. I forget that it's calcium. I have to like think about it.
Yeah.
We have to do this day. All the babies.
It builds character for sure.
Agree. I feel so bad about this now, but the amount of times I side-eyed my parents for being Indian was so much. And now I'm like, oh, I want to do these things as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. I remember I would always see my parents, if they saw other Indians, they would make eye contact. They would hope the other person was making eye contact. They would get really excited, and then they would strike up conversations. Say like, oh, are you Indian? Where are you from?
Yep.
And I would be so internally embarrassed because I'm like, obviously they're Indian.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? But now when I'm walking around and I see other Indians, or if I'm at a party and we're the only Indians there, I get so excited.
You like gravitate towards them.
Yeah, I gravitate towards them. I feel comfortable. Yes. I remember even on my honeymoon, my husband and I, we saw Indians and we decided to strike up a conversation with them. Yeah. And I honestly felt so peaceful. Yes. I felt safe, comfortable, where it's like, you get me. Yes. You get me, you get my family. And
we're strangers, but we know each other to some degree.
Yes.
Yeah. I do the exact same thing. My dad specifically in Punjab, he knows been to every village and everything. And he would be like, oh my God, you're Punjabi? Like what, where? And they would get down to like the literal square footage of your house. But I personally enjoy that. And I find, just like you said, a sense of comfort, a sense of normalcy when we probably feel so weird and out of place majority of the time.
I remember there was a period of time where I felt like I needed to be surrounded by non-Indians. Yes. And I would think about it. I would count the friends that I had and be like, okay, well, I have 2 Indian friends, but I also have 3 American friends. So it kind of outweighs the Indian friends I have, where I'm like, now, of course I have Indian friends. They understand me.
Yes.
They are like me.
Yep.
What's the problem?
I actually used to be like, oh my God, if people see that I have Indian friends, they're just going to think they're my cousins or family friends. And that's so weird. But it's not. That's actually, like, that actually doesn't make sense.
Yeah. When you see Americans and they're hanging out, do you assume that they're all just cousins?
They're all related. And I think even just like people of color, doesn't even have to be Desi people. There is that level of you understand me to some degree, even if we don't know each other. Even growing up wearing Indian clothes, I love everything now. Or my mom would always dress up so properly, so well. She would love to wear Indian clothes wherever she got a chance to, whether it was a sari or a kurti. And I would, at the time, I was like, or even my dadi, she only wore salwars and everything. And I used to be so like, oh my God, I can't believe they're this Indian, like such fobs. But now I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Right?
It's so cool that they got to bring a little part of their home with them to this like foreign land. And now they're passing it down to us.
Yeah.
And we get to openly enjoy it.
I mean, now after going through all of that and wanting to connect with other Indians in different places, I'm now like, I feel so bad. I think about my parents and I'm like, how scary to be in a different country where you barely know the language and you don't see anyone that looks like you. Yeah. Of course you're going to get so excited if you see someone that looks like you and you can connect with them.
Exactly.
There were no Indian stores around. There were no like Bollywood movies where you could really watch them here. Everything was so inaccessible. So you try to find anything that brings you back home.
Yeah.
I know we talked a little bit about it, but what do you think actually caused change for us?
To now like go from embarrassed to assimilate to now the extreme opposite. We were so happy and proud of it. You really had to pick and find different ways to get in touch with your roots. So the more you assimilated, the more you became more westernized, the more opportunities you got. Yeah. Professionally, socially, just, you know, you were able to have more fun because there were more opportunities to do non-Indian things. But now it's just, there's so much exposure, there's so many opportunities, resources to be able to connect with our culture that it's made it easier and, again, more normalized.
Also, I think that social media has a huge
oh my God,
impact where I can go on my feed and I'll see a bunch of other Indians that look just like me and they're living their life just like I am now, right? Like they're eating Indian food, they're drinking chai in the morning, they're watching Bollywood movies with their friends, and they're doing all of these things, and it's really cool to see. And then you also see Americans trying Indian food. They're trying on like Indian outfits, whether
and
they're
appreciating
or appropriating it's happening.
Seeing it with your own two eyes is so different than just your family trying to expose you to it in the way that they can.
Right.
I'm sure there are so many young people or even people our age that are struggling with their identities and wanting to, you know, assimilate, but also wanting to embrace their own culture. Do you have advice for someone that's listening that's maybe struggling with that?
When I was younger, I probably would have loved to hear that it's okay to be Indian and American, but you also don't have to fit into either extreme, right? Like there can be a balance where you're in a new country, you can be a part of this cool culture, everything's exciting, it's different, you have friends here, but also you come from an amazing background.
Yeah, so rich.
So rich. Everything is so cool. Like, take advantage, because I do wish that I took advantage when I was younger and I participated in more Indian activities or just the culture as a whole, right? Like getting excited. I love the volley now, and I did when I was younger, but it just means so much more to me, and I almost feel like I missed out a little bit just because I was trying to be so American.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I think that makes sense. You don't have to be one or the other. Right now, we're growing up. Even in our 30s, we're still growing up. So sometimes figuring out how to be proud or even to be proud of our culture and our traditions isn't a priority at that moment, and that's okay. I think as long as if you're able to understand that this is what makes you you, being unique is actually more fun than just being one of the many people that are along with you is so cool. And you can actually add a lot of value. Like, you would be surprised how many people, especially now, are interested in seeing what paneer is and interested in wearing a bindi or what it means or how to drape a sari. And, you know, it's okay to add in a little bit of masala to other people's lives.
Okay, let's play a game.
I'm nervous.
The game is Desi or Western.
Okay.
And so I'm going to list two things. One is Desi, one is Western. You decide which one you prefer.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So we're going to answer quickly. Don't think about it.
Okay.
Too much.
Okay.
Arranged marriage or dating apps?
Dating apps.
Oh, I wonder why. So big wedding versus courthouse?
Big wedding.
Indian music at parties versus pop? Indian music. Don't think. Don't think.
Well, I don't know if I got pressured because of you.
I think so. You want pop.
But I feel like Indian music is pop-ish, right?
Okay, Indian music or American pop?
Indian music.
Kids speaking native languages at home or not?
Speaking language, yeah.
Indian movies or Hollywood?
Bollywood.
Dress versus lehenga? Lehenga.
You know what? Lehenga, but sometimes it gets so heavy, and if I'm on my period, it's just so uncomfortable.
Okay, yeah, that's valid.
So maybe my answer is pants.
Coffee versus chai?
Chai.
Bread or paranta?
Paranta.
Kettle or ketli?
Ketli.
Ketli. Thanks for listening to today's episode. Let us know in the comments what words you guys mispronounced growing up.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.